Dengue, aka breakbone fever by Veronica Wedemann, Microbiology 130. Name of the virus. Dengue fever virus, DEMV, is an RNA virus of the family Flaviridae and genus Flavirides. Other members of the same genus include yellow fever virus, West Nile virus, St. Louis encephalitis virus, Japanese encephalitis virus, tick-borne encephalitis virus, Gazur forest disease virus, OMS hemorrhagic fever virus. Classification for dengue. Kingdoms are grouped in three domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Dengue falls under the eukaryan domain, classified as an animal, with a lower class of insect. The virus develops an insect into 4 different viruses. Characteristics of dengue. According to the Public Health Agency of Canada, PHAC, dengue is a developed virus 40 to 60 nanometer size with an isometric nucleocapsid of 30 to 30 nanometers and 10.7 kilobase linear. Positive sense RNA genome. Dengue virus exists in 4 serotypes, 1 to 4, and is genetically related to the flavorices such as a yellow fever, tick-borne encephalitis virus. Dengue virus may undergo two different cycles of transmission and amplification, sylvan and urban. In the sylvan cycle, virus undergoes run of infection, amplification, and reinfection between non-humans, primates, and anthropod vectors. It is believed that infected anthropod vectors then migrate from jungle environments and initiate the urban cycle, in which the cycle of infections, amplifications, and reinfection occur between humans and the vectors and species. In summary, the characteristics of dengue. As I mentioned, dengue fever (DF) is caused by any of 4 closely related stereotypes. Dengue 1 to 4. Infections with one stereotype does not protect against other, and sequential infection by people at great risk for dengue, hemorrhagic fever, and dengue shock syndrome. How dengue affects humans and apes. Dengue fever begins with a sudden high fever, often as high as 104 and 105 degrees of Fahrenheit, as 4 to 7 days after the infections. A flat red rash may appear over most of the body 2 to 5 days after the fever starts. A second rash, which looks like measles, appears later in the disease. Infected people may have increased skin sensitivity and very uncomfortable. Other symptoms include fatigue, headache, especially behind the eyes, joint ache, muscle ache, nausea, swollen lymph nodes, vomiting, cough, sore throat, nasal stuffiness. Dengue is an emergent disease. The 4 dengue virus originated in monkey and independently jumped to human in Africa and Southern Asia between 100 and 800 years ago. Dengue remains a relatively minor, geographically restricted disease until the middle of the 20th century. The destruction of the Second World War, in particular coincidental transport of the Aedes mosquito around the world in cargo, are thought to have played a crucial role in dissemination of the virus. DHF was the first documented only in 1950, during the epidemic of the Philippines in Thailand. It was until 1981 that large number DF cases began to appear in the Caribbean and Latin America, where highly effective AIDS control program had been in place until the early 1970s. Global dengue. Today, about 2.5 billion people, or 40% of the world population, lives in the area where is a risk of dengue transmission. Dengue is an epidemic in at least 100 countries in Asia, Pacific, the Americas, Africa, and the Caribbean. The World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that 50 to 100 million infections occur yearly, including 500,000 DF cases and 22,000 deaths, mostly among children. Transmission of dengue virus. Dengue is transmitted between people by the mosquitoes Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus, which are found through the world. Insects that transmit disease are vectors. Symptoms of the infection usually begin 4 to 7 days after the mosquito bite is typical, lasts 3 to 10 days. In order for transmission to occur, the mosquito must feed on one person during 5 days period when the large amount of the virus are in the blood. This period is usually begin and a little before the person becomes symptomatic. Some people never have significant symptoms but can still get infected by mosquitoes. After entering the mosquito in the blood meal, the virus will require an additional 8 to 12 days incubation before it can then be transmitted to another human. The mosquito remains infected for the remainder of his life, which may be days or few weeks. In rare cases, dengue can be transmitted in an organ transplant or blood transfusion from infected donors, and there is evidence. But in the vast majority of infection, mosquito bite is responsible. In many parts of the tropics or subtropics, dengue is endemic. That is, occurs every year, usually during season where the Aedes mosquito population are high, often when the rain is optimal for breeding. These areas are, however, additional at period risk for epidemic dengue when the large number of people become infected during a short period. Dengue epidemic require a consign a large number of vector mosquitoes, large number of people with no immunity to the 1-4 virus type, and the opportunity for contact between the two. Although Aedes are common in the southern U.S., dengue is epidemic in northern Mexico and the U.S. Population has no immunity. The lack of dengue transmission on the continental, the U.S. safe is primarily because contact between people and the vector is too infrequent to sustain transmission. Immunization. No vaccine is presently licensed for the prevention of dengue virus infection. However, numerous candidates are at various stages of preclinical and clinical development. Prevention. If you're living or traveling in tropical areas such as Hawaii, where dengue fever is common, this tip may help reduce the risk of mosquito bites. Stay in air-conditioned or well-screened housing. Reschedule outdoor activities. Wear protective clothes. Use mosquito repellent. Reduce mosquito habitat and prevent stagnant or standing water nearby areas. Treatment. There is no specific medication to treat dengue infection. If you think you may have dengue fever, you should use pain reliever with acetaminophen and avoid medicines with aspirin, which could worsen bleeding. You should also rest, drink plenty of fluid, and see your doctor. If you start feeling worse in the first 24 hours after your fever goes down, you should get to the hospital immediately to be checked for the complications. Submarine. Ironically, the microbial virus started in humans, not mosquitoes. When a female mosquito bites someone with a virus, it takes about 8 to 12 days for the incubation of the virus and the mosquito to be transmitted to the next victim up to the next bite. This virus stays with the mosquito for the entire 6 to 8 weeks life. Male mosquitoes only live for 10 days, but they don't bite. 33 fun facts about mosquitoes. Mosquito is Spanish for little flight. There are more than 3,500 species of mosquitoes. West Virginia has the fewest species of mosquitoes. Only female mosquitoes bite people. Mosquitoes don't have teeth. A mosquito can drink up to 3 times the weight of blood. Female mosquitoes can lay up to 300 eggs at a time. Mosquitoes spend their first 10 days in the water. Mosquitoes hibernate. The average mosquito lifespan is less than 2 months. The bloodsucker anatomy of behavior. Mosquito has 6 legs. Midges and crane flies are often mistaken for mosquitoes. Male mosquitoes locate females by the sound of their wing. Mosquitoes can't fly very far or very fast. Mosquitoes generally fly below 25 feet. Mosquitoes can smell human breath. Sweat helps mosquitoes to choose their victims. Body heat marks the target. Mosquitoes feed day and night. The trouble with mosquitoes. Mosquitoes have been around since the Jurassic period. The bumps from the mosquito bites are caused by saliva. Malaria is caused by a parasite that lives in mosquitoes. West Nile virus came to the USA in 1999. Mosquitoes do not transmit HIV. Mosquitoes are considered deadly animal in the world. Keeping them away from you. DEET is considered the gold standard of mosquito repellent. Bacteria can be used to kill mosquito larvae. Their clothing attracts mosquitoes. Insecticide works, but only in the short term. Bats do not eat mosquitoes. The 2 main mosquito predators are fish and dragonfly. Mosquito traps can be 1,000 mosquitoes in a single night. Bag zappers are useless against mosquitoes. Thank you.